Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today we've got the reveal of Avengers 4, or Avengers Endgame. We've had the trailer, I've done my trailer reaction. Thank you, Disney, for claiming it. I really appreciate that. It's not like you've got enough money, you know, it's not like you've got billions upon billions. Nah, not at all. But anyway, I thought I would give you my trailer breakdown, which I did say I was going to do in that video. So, let's take a look at the trailer, things which may have been missed, some things which are revealed, and then just go into some kind of chit chat really, I guess, open a discourse about the trailer and what you guys hope and what you guys think of it. So, opening shot is essentially not a time jump. There were rumours that we were going to be getting like the opening 5 or so years in the future or something along those lines. Clearly hasn't happened because Tony Stark, he's not grown much of a beard. He's not been shaving in space, has he? So, for starters, we can see there's not been a massive time jump. There's obviously been a time jump because he's floating through space and they've run out of food. But, I mean, that's not far. That's not a super huge time jump into the future. We also see the fact that Tony Stark is still with Nebula. Someone pointed out that it was Nebula's head he was recording his message on. It's not. It's definitely a Iron Man helmet, Iron Man mask, absolutely without shadow of a doubt. He is filming a message home to Pepper Potts, obviously hoping above all hopes that it would get there. Tony Stark and Nebula took the Benatar, which is obviously the Guardian ship, and that's what they're floating on now. And again, we know that there's not been a massive time jump because, of course, he's not going to be on there for that long. The beard, again, says it all. I know I'm focusing on a beard, but to hell with it, I don't care. Interestingly enough as well, he states that part of the journey is the end. And obviously, you know, he's quite mournful in this and he's very resigned to his fate. It's interesting, in that shot there is no Nebula. Nebula comes up later in the trailer. So we don't know whether Nebula has done something, maybe she sacrificed herself in some way, but it'd be very against Nebula's characterization for her to do that. They're probably just on separate parts of the ship. Tony Stark probably told her to bugger off whilst he did this recording. There's an interesting shot of a Thanos scarecrow, which I pulled up in my trailer reaction. I just said obviously he's really content now. He's on his farm. Those that don't know, this is Thanos' farm. And he's clearly just done. He's done with what he set out to do. He's not wearing his armor anymore. He's done. So he's taken his armor off and he's chucked it up on high in a almost crucifix pose. So I guess you could throw some Christian iconography out there as well, some imagery. But yeah, I mean, it is interesting. He was, you know, done, dusted. He's hung it up and he's now living life as a farmer, which is really interesting. It's also a callback to the comics. He actually did this in the comics. Now, we get the shot of Thanos walking through his fields, whatever he's doing, and we do see the Infinity Gauntlet still attached to his hand. You have to kind of zoom in a little bit, you can see it, but it's glowing gold, and there's a little bit of a blue hue coming through as well. Now, there were rumours and some statements from the directors which said, you know, he's affected by this. He has been affected. It would seem, if he hasn't taken it off, and it's been all this time, there's a few things which could have happened. It could have fused to his arm, or he is refusing to take it off in the hope that obviously something is going to happen and he'll need it again. But he doesn't really seem overly, you know, content with what he's doing and what he's doing now. He's obviously, I guess you could say, he's retired from what he was doing previously. He's no longer a scourge on the galaxy, but he's not really looking after himself by the looks of it. So whether he is in mourning because, of course, Gamora, his favourite daughter, is dead because of him, we don't know, but it's definitely something to note that he is not looking too well, as he could do anyway. We get an interesting shot of Bruce Banner looking at what can presume to be, anyway, lists of the dead, or it's either those that are confirmed dead and then he's looking at 2 people which are missing, because obviously we see Scott Lang and it says missing, and then there's Shuri and it looks like it says missing as well. Now, obviously we know Scott Lang survived. We see him later in the trailer. So potentially this is confirmation that Shuri is dead, which would go against what everyone stated before. There was comments that she wasn't dead. but it would look like she actually is. But Scott Lang missing, but we see him later. So there is a bit of a red flag on what this scene actually is, but potentially just that they're missing. Now, obviously, I said this at the start, but Nebula is working with Tony Stark. There's nothing crazy about this shot. We just know that, you know, they are working together. She's clearly a little bit more reserved than she was. She is taking the time to actually empathize with Tony Stark. You can see she's putting her arm on Tony Stark and kind of moving off around the ship. So it's interesting to see this. Maybe we'll see some kind of redemption for this character, I guess. But again, they are working together, pretty much confirmed anyway. And then we get a great shot. One of the shots which I absolutely loved in this trailer, which was Hawkeye, aka Ronin, or Ronin, aka Hawkeye. Now, it's interesting, in this scene, Steve Rogers states, "We lost family." It's in a voiceover, "We lost part of ourselves," which is obviously, again, you can kind of read between the lines, it's reflecting that obviously Clint Barton, Hawkeye, he's lost all of his family. So he's taking on this new mantle as Ronin, and he's going mental. He's not very happy with this, it would seem anyway. And it's also interesting that, you know, Black Widow has tracked him down, and he's obviously in Japan, basically doing a one-man war on the Japanese underworld. But it's nice to see because it is comic accurate, or at least fairly comic accurate. I mean, he's not exactly holding back anymore. He's killed a man straight there in front of Natasha's eyes. So it's all there to see. But also the fact that he turns around, you can see an awful lot of emotion there in Hawkeye, or in Ronin's face. And this is one of the characters which I think will really redeem themselves in this movie. I think he will turn out to be probably one of the better parts of the film. I hope so anyway. I like him as an actor, so we'll see. Now, obviously, we get some dialogue between Black Widow and Captain America, which it's difficult to see what's really coming from this. We've heard a lot of rumours and reports that there's going to be time travel. It's pretty much all but confirmed. Whether it will be time travel or not, or whether we'll just see it in flashbacks, we don't know. But there is a bit of a dialogue where they say, you know, this is the fight for our lives. You know, we've got a plan. It needs to work. It better work. This is going to work, and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, Steve Rogers states, well, you know, if it doesn't, then I don't know what I'm going to do. So it could be that they are definitely going to be doing the time travel. But if that is the case, how are they going to do the time travel? They don't have the time stone. So it's interesting to see, and also really interesting just to speculate how they're going to do it. Obviously, we get the official title reveal of Avengers Endgame, and then Ant-Man just rocks up at the end. We know he was going to escape the quantum realm, not such a big deal. Will the quantum realm hold a high amount of importance for this movie? Potentially. In fact, I would probably say definitely. It was likely that it will be the key to stopping Thanos and undoing all of the nastiness that happened in Infinity War. But there you go, there's my trailer breakdown. There wasn't any major reveals. And to kind of talk about what I thought of the trailer, I thought it showed just enough. I've been reading some of the comments that are coming through on my trailer reaction. A lot of people are like, this is underwhelming, this is boring. I'm one of the first people to say that, you know, I didn't particularly find Avengers Infinity War that great. It was very underwhelming. But I feel that this trailer has showed enough, because obviously we know a whole bunch of people are dead. If they showed too much more, I think you really would learn too much of the story. So they're holding it close to their chest, but I think they've done enough. I think they are showing as much as they probably can do without spoiling too much. And again, you just got to ask yourself, you know, how many people are actually dead in this world now? And, you know, if they showed too much more, I mean, the whole movie would pretty much be revealed. But I thought they showed enough, and I'm one of the first people to say, you know, whether I think something's bollocks or not, and I just feel that they showed enough. But hey, it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. What do you think about this? What are your thoughts on the trailer? Do you think they showed enough? Do you think they showed too much? Drop them all down below in the description box. Have I missed anything? Because if I did, I would love to hear it. So again, drop it down below in the comment section. As always, guys, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. Stay up to date on all the world of pop culture and movie news. And if you enjoyed this video, then please do give it a like and a share, because Disney screwed me over and they copyright claimed my reaction. So I'm getting no money and they're getting all them dollars. And this is why a lot of people are all annoyed when you get mid-rolls on videos. Well, that's fucking why. Anyway, I'm done here. Guys, as always, been an absolute pleasure. Take care.